How's it going, Vandals? This is Johnny Alpha, and I'd like to welcome you back to Graphic Vandalism. And I'm back with a brand new video, and this video is Apocalyptic Wonderland. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 books that take us on journeys through a variety of bleak, savage, and dystopian futures. And I'd like to add that this is also a collection of some of my favorite sci-fi comics ever. Oh, and on top of that, this video was a request made by a friend of the channel's, D Mike. So, with that, Vandals, let's just get into it. All right, first up we have Fluorescent Black, written by M.F. Wilson with vibrant and chaotic art by Nathan Fox, published by Heavy Metal. And Fluorescent Black is a mad mix of fast action, body horror, political drama, and pure anarchy. And the story for this one takes place in Indonesia in the near future, where genetics are the new basis for segregation. We view this world through a street gang who live in the slums reserved for people with bad genes, and they make most of their money off of organ stealing. When their gang gets set up to be patsies in a corporate war, they accidentally kidnap a lab specimen that is a genetically modified lab-made perfect human. And when this perfect human specimen with enhanced abilities, joins the gang's fight, this desolate future just looks a little bit brighter for just one moment. And damn, this book is just too good to be so unknown. Sure, it's a little insane, but it's a prime example of why I always keep an eye out for what Heavy Metal is putting out. And I just love Fox's art. It looks like a mix of Paul Pope and James Stucco. So yeah, epic visuals. Honestly, just check this book out, yo. Alright, next let's look at Spread, written by the king of cool Justin Jordan with glorifically wonderful art by Kyle Strem and published by Image Comics. And Spread is an all-around survival horror masterpiece of bloody and grotesque proportions, as it shows us a wild and dark future where mankind is always on the run from an ever-evolving threat that one can never know what form this horrific enemy will take next. We travel this wasteland with a lone warrior known only as No, and that's because it seems that no is the only word he ever actually says. And in his journey, No saves an infant who just may be the only weapon they have that could actually stop the spread. This book also has some really iconic and wonderful side characters. I really love the character Molly. She is just so feral and crazy, but also a warm and loyal protector. And it's things like that that really help me love books like Spread so very much. And how about now we hop on over to Borderline, written by Carlos Trillo and with stark and haunting art by my main man Eduardo Rizzo, published in English by Dynamite Entertainment. And wow, this book is harsh, dark, and brutal. And Borderline is a series that chronicles the conflicts in a wasteland DMZ between two of the world's last major superpowers vying for power. And there's a pretty wide cast of characters in this book, but we mostly see the events through the eyes of a character named Crash. And Crash was a girl whose boyfriend sold her to organ thieves for drug money. And then she gets saved but turned into a cyborg soldier slave. And we watch as Crash tries to regain what she can of her humanity. And she's not the only one, as we get a really great cast that Trilo and Rizzo really make so relatable. And man, this comic is just an intense page turner full of ultra violence and gripping drama. I really do just love this book so much. Okay, then. Next, we have Freak Angels, written by the one and only Warren Ellis with stellar and art that only gets better and better as the book goes on by Paul Duffield, published by Avatar Press. Now, let me just start off by saying this. Warren Ellis is my favorite writer, and Freak Angels is my favorite book he's ever written. And this comic is the story of the Freak Angels, a group of superhuman teens who were all born at the exact same moment, and in their youth, while defending themselves from the powers that be, they accidentally cause a huge apocalyptic style event. And as they see England in utter ruins, they take responsibility for their actions and decide to try and fix the world they broke and protect the people left. And the cast of characters in this comic is just marvelous. And this is a book that just pulls you in, and you really just enjoy every single panel of it. Okay, then. And last but surely not least, we have Arcadia, written by Alex Packnendel with moody and very emotional art by Eric Scott Pfeiffer, and published by Boom Studios. And Arcadia is truly magnificent. I really think Alex Packnendel should be way more famous just off this book alone. And Arcadia is a true hard sci-fi human drama that brilliantly tells a truly beautiful story set in two realities. After a plague wipes out two-thirds of the world's population, the dead are then uploaded to a computer-simulated world. But as human life begins to rebuild in the real world, connection between the people still alive and their family and loved ones in the simulated world drift apart, and this causes a power struggle between the two as the fight begins for who or what will become humanity's true future. And yeah, this book has so many amazing moving parts, and they all just fit together so perfectly to tell a gripping and dramatic story all about the human condition. And Arcadia really is just a book I urge everyone to read. This is sci-fi at its best. Well, there you have it, Vandals. Apocalyptic Wonderland. And I do apologize if this video is a little more grim than my usual stuff, but in my opinion, all of these books really need more buzz and people talking about them. So thank you so very much, D Mike, for requesting this video. But for now, until next time, this is Johnny Alpha from Graphic Vandalism saying don't stop reading.